What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego back with some more boxing. So as we gear up for Canelo versus El Perro Angulo. El Perro Angulo. Angulo. So we're preparing for the fight, and they're doing their promotional tour. Just kicked off today. As you guys know, the fight's in March, first week of March. So not much time to prep. So they had to get the ball rolling. Today marked their tour. They're going to start promoting the fight and whatnot. They did the face-off. Alfredo Angulo, he had long hair. His hair has been grown out. If you guys remember his last fight, his hair is braided back. And he donated hair to charity, Locks of Love. So he was able to, they cut his hair at the press conference. So they have clips of that on YouTube. You can search for it and you'll probably find it. Angulo looks serious. Like, he looks like he don't play. I don't know. He just looks like no bullshit. He just looks stoic. Like, kind of like that caveman, just real barbaric. So it should be a good fight with Canelo. I want to see how Canelo deals with somebody who's perhaps bigger than him. And if you look at the face-off and them standing side by side and whatnot, I didn't realize how big Alfredo Angulo is for his division. I remember in the Edeslandi Lara fight, he came in big in terms of weight, but just his whole frame, his stature, he's never been just a muscle-bound dude, but he packs a punch. We all know he has punching power. So I'm looking forward to this because he looks significantly bigger than Canelo, just in terms of body mass and width and whatnot. So I'm anxious to see how he's going to look in his next fight. Plus, I want to see how Canelo bounces back after his Mayweather loss. Some people call him overhyped. They say he's a bum. This fight is going to prove a lot because Alfredo Angulo is not a walk in the park. He's not a person who doesn't come to win. Whether you like his skill set or you say he's slow, he's still a vicious, lethal puncher who could pose problems, especially since Canelo hasn't really fought anybody. It could be like an Adrian Broner situation. And I'm not comparing Canelo to Adrian Broner because they're their own person, their own individual. But Angulo is a fighter with lethal power, just like Marcos Maidana was. And a lot of people complain that Broner got a lot of press, just like Canelo gets a lot of press. These guys had a fan base and a following. And when they stepped up to someone who was actually the same size, if not bigger, and had that type of devastating punching power, Broner wasn't able to pass his test. So I'm anxious to see if Canelo falls in the same category. Someone who was carefully guided, I guess, spoon-fed with some of the matches. He did step up his resume. The Shane Mosley was kind of old, but still Shane Mosley is a name, even though he didn't really look like he had much left in his tank after the Mayweather loss and then the draw with Sergio Mora, the Pacquiao loss. But he's still a significant name. And Canelo dominated Mosley. And then he fought Austin Trout, gave him his first blemish. Some people call it a robbery. I don't think it was a robbery. The only thing I didn't particularly like was the open scoring because they had Austin Trout so far behind in the scorecards. He had to fight a different style that's not really his own in order to try to push for a knockout or for something crazy to happen, at least a knockdown, in order to even the score and win. And that's not really his MO. So I don't really like open scoring, and it's not just in that fight. I'm just not a fan of it, period. So overall, I'm anxious to see how Canelo does against someone who's a true 154-pounder and a lethal puncher. Will he be a smart boxer? Canelo also seems really competitive, so is he going to try to do like Broner, stand in front of a lethal puncher to make a statement, and is he going to get rocked? So I'm anxious to see, and I also want to see how Angulo responds back after that big ass disappointment and that big ass thing that was growing on his head in the Edeslandi Lara fight. He held a good account of himself in that fight, and he's coming off of an injury in that fight. So I want to see how he looks against Canelo. So let me know what you guys think. I also have to mention that Canelo looks portly. His midsection, he looks real soft. He looks fat. Canelo looks gordo in this motherfucking picture. They were doing some kind of promo video for Showtime, Showbox, and I guess they had to take their shirts off. I mean, sometimes you can't tell with clothes on, no homo. But he looks fat. And it makes me want to give Mayweather even more props because even at a catch weight, this dude is big. Dude is probably starving himself to fight at 54. He looks way bigger than that, and yeah, he just looks out of shape and fat. And I know I've seen boxers do this before. Timothy Bradley looked fat, and Marquez looked fat, and then they came in looking right during the fight. But it's like, damn, this dude looks real soft, especially from the catch weight in his last fight and how he was looking. He looked pretty sliced to this. Bleep, bleep, bleep. What are you laughing at? Like Major Payne said. You find a piece of candy in your pocket? One, tubby, tubby. Two, tubby, tub. That's what I think of when I see this fucking picture of Canelo. He just looks fat. Gordo. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're looking forward to this fight. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.